Sometimes, just before the miracle, we feel the most tired. Just before the breakthrough, doubt whispers the loudest. But if you're hearing this today, it's because your soul is asking you to hold on a little longer. You are so close. Closer than your eyes can see. Closer than your mind can measure. The universe is not done with you yet. There is a quiet lie that often whispers in our ears during times of change. You're lost. But my dear, you are not lost. You are simply in transition. You are in the sacred space between what was and what is yet to be. And though it may feel uncertain, this place is not your punishment, it is your preparation. The mind craves clarity. It wants to know where you are going, how you will get there, and exactly when everything will fall into place. But your soul, wise and patient, is asking something different of you. It is asking you to trust the process. It is asking you to soften your grip on needing answers and to surrender into the flow of becoming. This space you're in now, the not quite there, the liminal, the in-between, is fertile ground. It may look like nothing is happening on the outside, but so much is shifting within. You are being rewired. Old beliefs are being questioned. Patterns are being dismantled. The identity you once clung to is being peeled back to reveal something more aligned, more whole, more true. And that journey can feel disorienting. You may not recognize yourself right now. You may feel disconnected from what once lit you up, or unsure of what comes next. That's okay. You are not meant to rush through this part. This is not a race. This is a divine unfolding. You are being invited to feel your way forward, not to push, not to force, but to trust that you are being led, even when the path isn't visible. Think of the seed underground. From the outside, it appears to be dormant, buried, doing nothing. But inside, miracles are occurring. The shell is cracking open. Roots are stretching down into the earth for stability. Shoots are reaching up for the light. The seed must surrender to the darkness before it ever sees the sun. And so must you. This isn't a detour. It's not a sign that you're behind. You haven't failed. You are simply in the process of realigning with the truth of who you are. That takes courage. It takes patience. It takes the willingness to let go of who you thought you were, so you can step into who you're meant to be. When you feel uncertain, come back to your breath. Let each inhale be a reminder that life is still flowing through you. Let each exhale release the pressure to figure everything out. You are allowed to take up space in the unknown. You are allowed to be soft while you grow strong. You are allowed to not know what's next and still be deeply supported by life. There is a wisdom to the timing of your transformation. The universe is never in a rush. Divine timing always takes into account what is best for your soul's evolution, not just your mind's desires. So if it hasn't happened yet, that doesn't mean it won't. It simply means there is more being woven behind the scenes, more aligning, more becoming, more grace. Your worth is not based on how quickly you achieve. It's not measured by how clear your path is. Your worth is constant. Your value is in your presence. Your strength is in your willingness to keep showing up for yourself, even in the midst of uncertainty. This transition may stretch you. It may break open parts of you that you thought were permanent. But it is not here to destroy you. It is here to deliver you, to carry you closer to your most authentic self, to awaken your inner power, to remind you that who you are becoming is far greater than anything you've lost. So when you feel lost, close your eyes and speak to your heart. I am not lost. I am becoming. I am in the sacred space of change. I trust the process. I trust myself. I trust life. Keep going even if it's slowly. Keep breathing even when it's heavy. Keep loving yourself through every uncertain moment. One day soon, you will look back on this chapter and see that it was not chaos. It was divine reordering. You were not falling apart. You were shedding what no longer served you. You were not lost. You were being redirected home. Everything is unfolding for your highest good, even now, especially now. And when the fog lifts and the new path reveals itself, you will stand taller, love deeper, and walk forward with a strength that only this transition could have taught you. So trust it. You are not lost. You are simply on your way. There will be times on your journey when it feels as though nothing is happening. You've done the inner work, you've spoken the affirmations, you've visualized the life you want, and yet everything around you seems still. Quiet, unchanged. You may even begin to wonder if the universe heard you at all. But hear this now, progress often looks like silence. Growth is not always loud. Transformation doesn't always come with fireworks or signs in the sky. Sometimes, the greatest shifts in your life happen softly, beneath the surface, beyond your awareness, in places the eye cannot see. The seed does not make a sound as it splits open. The flower does not scream when it begins to bloom. The earth does not shout when it tilts toward the sun. And yet, everything is moving forward. You are no different. Just because the world around you feels still, it does not mean that you are stuck. Just because you can't see the evidence of change doesn't mean the change isn't already happening. The work you're doing, choosing new thoughts, healing old pain, releasing outdated beliefs, that is sacred work. That is real progress. It takes courage to keep showing up when it looks like nothing is happening. It takes strength to believe in your growth when your mind tells you it's not working. But the truth is, healing and manifestation often occur in layers. First comes the internal alignment, the shift in vibration, the change in consciousness, the letting go of resistance. Then, in divine timing, the outer world begins to reflect the new energy you carry within. The silence is not rejection. It is integration. It is space. It is the quiet breath before the new chapter begins. This stillness is where your soul stretches and strengthens. It is where the universe reorganizes the pieces to fit your highest good. Just because you haven't seen the result yet doesn't mean it isn't on its way. Patience is not passive. It is a powerful form of trust. You are not being tested. You are being prepared. Prepared for something aligned, something lasting, something that matches the vibration of the love and clarity you've been cultivating. But preparation requires time. Think of the caterpillar in its cocoon. To the outside world, it looks like stillness, but inside, an entire metamorphosis is occurring. The silence is part of the miracle. Don't let the absence of noise convince you that you've failed. Don't let impatience rob you of the joy that can be found in this moment. Even now, even here, you are becoming. You are drawing closer to the life you desire, even if you cannot yet see the signs. Trust what you planted. Water your dreams with faith. Nourish your spirit with kindness. Keep speaking your affirmations, not just because they'll get you results, but because they remind you of who you really are. Keep loving yourself, not because the world told you to, but because you finally know you deserve it. Keep choosing peace, even when you long for answers. That is progress. The loudest breakthroughs often begin in silence. The loudest healings begin in solitude. The loudest awakenings begin in stillness. You don't have to rush this. You don't have to fill every quiet space with noise or panic. The void is not empty. It is fertile. It is where new realities are born. Rest in the knowing that you are supported. Rest in the truth that the universe has not forgotten you. Rest in the understanding that silence is not the end of your story. It is just the comma before the sentence continues. When you feel discouraged, come back to your breath. When you feel restless, return to your heart. Say to yourself, I am progressing even in stillness. I am healing, even when I can't feel it. Thought, I am attracting, even in the silence. Oh, I trust that everything I need is already on its way. You are doing beautifully, more than you know. And one day, very soon, you will look back on this silent season and realize it was one of the most powerful chapters of your journey, because it taught you how to trust without proof, how to believe without evidence, how to hold your vision when nothing outside of you confirmed it. That kind of faith moves mountains. That kind of stillness gives birth to miracles. So breathe deeply and keep going. The silence is not the end. It is a sacred beginning in disguise. Your past is not your prison. It is not a chain around your neck or a burden you are doomed to carry forever. Your past did not defeat you. It prepared you. Every hurt, every heartbreak, every disappointment was not meant to break you, but to shape you. The pain you walked through carved a deeper strength within you. The loss you survived built a reservoir of wisdom. What you thought was meant to destroy you has actually become the very foundation of your becoming. It's easy to look back and feel regret. It's easy to replay those moments and wish they never happened. But what if, instead of resentment, you offered those memories compassion? What if you could honor them for the role they played in your awakening? You are not the same person you were back then. You have grown. You have healed. You have risen from things you thought would end you. That is not defeat. That is transformation. You may carry scars, yes, but those scars are not signs of weakness. They are proof of your survival. They are reminders that you were strong enough to walk through fire and still come out with your heart open. Even when you were unsure, even when you were broken, even when the world felt like too much, do not believe the lie that your past defines your worth. You are not your mistakes. You are not the people who hurt you. You are not the limitations others placed on you. You are something far more powerful. You are a soul in motion, a light that refused to go out, a spirit that kept rising even when the world told you to stay down. Everything you went through was part of your preparation. It taught you discernment. It taught you resilience. It taught you the importance of boundaries, of self-respect, of walking away from what no longer serves your spirit. The tears you cried softened your heart. The battles you fought taught you your strength. The loneliness you felt opened the doorway to your deepest connection with yourself. You didn't just survive the pace. You grew because of it. And that growth is sacred. It means you are now equipped to navigate life with more clarity, more compassion, and more courage. You are no longer the wounded version of yourself. You are wiser now. Stronger, softer in all the right ways, and firmer in all the places you once bent too much. When you find yourself doubting your journey, remember this: every time you were hurt, you chose to heal. Every time you were rejected, you chose to believe again. Every time life knocked you down, you eventually stood up. That's not weakness. That's your superpower. Nothing was wasted. No experience, no heartbreak, no closed door. Even the delays had a purpose. Even the detours were filled with lessons. Life is always working for your highest good, even when it doesn't feel that way in the moment. Sometimes it takes stepping away from the storm to see that it cleared the path for something better. And now, as you move forward, carry the lessons, but not the pain. Carry the wisdom, but not the weight. You do not need to punish yourself for who you used to be. That version of you was doing the best they could with what they knew. That version of you kept going when it would have been easier to quit. That version of you deserves love, not shame. So speak to yourself gently. Forgive what was. Honor what it taught you. And remember that healing is not pretending the past didn't happen. It's knowing that it no longer controls you. You are free now. You get to write the next chapter from a place of power, not pain. Say to yourself, I am not my past. I am the strength that grew from it. I honor every experience as part of my soul's evolution. I release guilt and carry only the wisdom. I trust that everything happened to prepare me for what is meant for me. Let your past be your teacher. Not your past be your teacher, not your jailer. Let it be the soil from which you rise, not the weight that holds you down. You are not broken. You are beautifully becoming. Everything you've been through led you to this moment, and this moment is the beginning of something extraordinary. Your past prepared you, and now you are ready to shine, ready to receive everything that is waiting for you. Not because you've earned it through pain, but because you finally know you are worthy of it all. There is something deeply human about wanting to see the entire path before we take the first step. We crave certainty. We want guarantees. We want to know exactly where we're going, how long it will take, and what obstacles we'll face. But life doesn't work that way. Growth doesn't unfold that way. And the universe doesn't deliver blueprints. It delivers moments of clarity, one small step at a time. You only need the next step, not the whole map. Trying to predict every twist and turn, every outcome, every response from others will only lead to frustration. Because the truth is, so much of what we try to control is never ours to command in the first place. The future is not a puzzle to solve. It's a mystery to walk through hand in hand with faith. You weren't meant to have all the answers. You were meant to trust the unfolding. The next step may feel small. It may seem insignificant or unclear. It might look like making a decision you've put off, saying yes to an opportunity, or finally letting go of something that no longer serves you. It may be a shift in your thinking, a change in your energy, a tiny act of courage that begins a cascade of miracles. You don't have to know where it will lead. You just have to take it. When we get stuck in fear, it's usually because we're trying to leap 10 steps ahead in our minds. We overwhelm ourselves with imaginary problems and worst-case scenarios. We think ourselves into paralysis. But peace lives in presence. And presence lives in simply asking, what is the next kind, aligned, loving step I can take? That's where your power is. Not in trying to force the whole picture, but in trusting the next inch of light. That inch is enough. That inch carries you forward. And once you take that step, the one after it will reveal itself. Guidance doesn't always arrive in grand gestures. It comes gently, like a whisper. And you must be quiet enough to hear it. The map you think you need is already written within you. Your soul knows the way. But it speaks through intuition, not logic. Through feeling, not formulas. Your task is not to overanalyze. Your task is to listen, to feel what resonates, to follow the peace, even when the mind is afraid. Even if the road seems uncertain, remember the right step will always bring relief. It may not remove the fear completely, but it will feel like a soft opening in the heart, a quiet yes, a gentle knowing. The mind may argue, but the soul will exhale. Trust that. You don't have to wait until you feel perfectly confident. You don't have to be fearless. Courage isn't about having no fear. It's about moving anyway. With shaky hands and a hopeful heart, you learn the way by walking. You build your wings on the way down. You find your truth by living it, one breath, one decision, one sacred moment at a time. Sometimes we delay our dreams because we think we need to have everything figured out first. But clarity comes through movement. The answers come as you walk the path, not before you begin. The journey reveals you to yourself, and each step brings you closer to the life that's calling you. Say to yourself now, I don't need to see the whole road. I just need the next step. I release the need for certainty and trust in divine timing. My path unfolds with every step I take in faith. I am guided, supported, and exactly where I need to be. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are in motion, even if that motion is inward. Trust your timing. Trust your process. Trust that each step matters, even if it doesn't make sense right now. One day, you'll look back and realize that every step, even the ones that felt uncertain, were perfectly placed. You'll see that you were never really off course, just learning how to walk in alignment with your higher self. So take a breath. Ground yourself in this moment. You don't need the entire map. You are safe to release the pressure of figuring it all out. Your next step is enough. And when the time is right, the step after that will appear, because life always meets you where you are, not where you think you should be. Keep going, keep listening, keep trusting. The path is unfolding in divine perfection, and you are walking it beautifully. You are an energetic being, vibrating with the thoughts you think, the emotions you feel, and the beliefs you carry. Every moment, your energy is speaking for you, before your words, beyond your actions, louder than your intentions. And the universe is always listening. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are aligned with. This is why your energy matters more than you know. It holds the key to everything you seek. Your energy has power, more than force, more than control, more than hustle. Your energy is creative. It builds the bridge between your desire and your reality. That's why alignment is not a luxury, it's a necessity. When you are aligned, when your thoughts, feelings, and actions are in harmony with your truth, you become magnetic. Things begin to flow, not because you chase them, but because they recognize your frequency and respond to it. You've likely experienced moments of energetic alignment before. Times when everything felt light and open, when synchronicities appeared, when people and opportunities showed up without effort. That wasn't luck. That was alignment. That was you tuning into the higher part of yourself, trusting, allowing, receiving. The more you maintain that state, the more natural abundance becomes. But life can pull you out of alignment if you're not paying attention. Doubt creeps in. Fear gets loud. Old patterns try to resurface. Suddenly, you're operating from survival instead of trust. You're reacting instead of choosing. You start focusing more on what's missing than on what's possible. And when that happens, your energy shifts, and your outer world begins to reflect that misalignment. This isn't about blaming yourself. It's about becoming aware. Because once you know that your energy is the foundation of your experience, you reclaim your power. You no longer beg for change. You become the change. You no longer played for signs. You become the sign. Everything around you begins to shift when you shift the energy within you. So how do you stay aligned? You begin each day with intention. You speak words that nourish your spirit. You slow down enough to hear your own heart. You choose thoughts that soothe rather than scare. You honor your body. You let go of what drains you. You release the need to control outcomes and trust that what's for you is already on its way. When something feels off, don't fight it. Feel it. Your emotions are messengers. They are not here to punish you. They are here to guide you. If you're feeling low, instead of forcing joy, meet yourself with compassion. Ask, what is my energy asking for right now? Maybe it's rest. Maybe it's stillness. Maybe it's a boundary. Maybe it's letting go of something you've outgrown. Listen and respond with love. Your alignment does not have to be perfect. It simply needs to be intentional. This is not about being positive all the time. It's about being real, being present, and choosing to return to balance whenever you fall out of it. The more often you return, the stronger your alignment becomes. Like a muscle, it grows with practice, and as your energy becomes clearer, The world around you shifts in response. Relationships evolve. Doors open. Resistance fades. Not because you forced anything, but because you aligned with your worth, your joy, your truth. The universe mirrors your internal state. The more peace you hold inside, the more peace you invite outside. Remember, you are not powerless. You are not stuck. You are not waiting for permission to rise. The shift you desire begins with your energy. The healing you crave begins with your willingness to feel. The abundance you seek begins with the frequency you emit. Say to yourself now, my energy is powerful, and I choose to align it with love. I release resistance and embrace flow. I trust that my vibration is creating my reality. I attract what I am ready to receive. I am in harmony with all that is meant for me. You don't need to chase what's yours. You simply need to rise into the version of you who is already aligned with it. That version of you exists. She lives inside your choices, your thoughts, your boundaries, your self-love. Step into her. Live from lead. And when you do, the world will feel different. Not because the world changed, but because you did. Your energy aligned, your frequency elevated, your heart opened, and everything began to reflect the power you've always carried. Keep your energy aligned, and life will meet you there. Every time. There are moments when everything feels like it's working against you. The path seems blocked, the progress invisible, and the weight endless. You wonder if it's all in vain, if the universe has forgotten you, if maybe your dream was never meant to be. But in these very moments, when you're tempted to give up, is often when the miracle is closest. Not because suffering guarantees reward, but because your persistence holds a power that bends reality. Miracles don't always come quickly, but they always come when you don't give up. Life tests your faith not to break you, but to expand you. It asks, can you believe even now? Can you hold your vision even when your eyes can't see it yet? Can you continue to trust even when there's no visible evidence that things are shifting? That's the moment where transformation takes root. Not in instant answers, but in unwavering belief. So many people stop just before the breakthrough. They walk miles and turn back only feet from the finish line. Not because they were weak, but because they believed the silence meant nothing was happening. But silence is not absence. It is a sacred pause. A space where things are being aligned, orchestrated, arranged on your behalf. Just because you can't see the miracle forming doesn't mean it's not already on its way. You are not being punished by delays. You are being positioned. Every challenge is stretching your spirit, strengthening your capacity, and preparing your heart to receive what you've asked for. If you received everything the moment you desired it, you wouldn't grow the wisdom to hold it. But when you keep going, when you persevere through the quiet, the waiting, the setbacks, you become the person who can fully receive and sustain the blessing. Each time you choose not to give up, you send a message to the universe. I am ready. I trust. I believe. That vibration calls in what's meant for you. That energetic commitment becomes the invitation for divine timing to enter your life. You don't have to pretend it's easy. It's okay to feel tired. It's okay to cry, okay to question. The key is not to quit. Rest if you need, pause if you must, but don't give up. Your miracle may be delayed, but it is never denied. And the moment you least expect it, something will shift. A door will open. A new path will appear. And you'll know it was your persistence that carried you there. Remember, no effort is ever wasted. Every affirmation you speak, every choice to keep going, every time you silence doubt and lean into faith, it all counts. Momentum builds momentums, and eventually it becomes a force too powerful to be ignored. Your consistency is the soil where miracles grow. Don't look for proof in the external world. Look within. Notice how you're changing. Notice the strength you've built, the awareness you've gained, the clarity that's emerging. That is progress. That is movement. Your miracle isn't just about what shows up in your life. It's about who you become in the process of waiting, trusting, and growing. Say to yourself now, I am so close. I will not give up. My faith is stronger than my fear. Even when it seems impossible, I trust the miracle is forming. I was made to rise. Something beautiful is on its way to me now. Let these words become your compass. Let them anchor you when your hope begins to fade. Because miracles are real, not because they're rare, but because they respond to your belief. The universe moves for the one who keeps showing up with an open heart and an unwavering spirit. So keep going. Keep choosing love over fear. Keep holding the vision. Keep listening to the quiet voice inside you that whispers, don't stop now. The finish line may be just around the corner. The breakthrough may be closer than you think. You don't have to know how. It's enough to keep walking in trust. One day, not far from now, you will look back on this moment and say, that was the turning point. That was the moment I almost gave up, but didn't. And everything changed after that, but because you kept going, and your miracle finally arrived.